Jeremy Doku is stunning the Premier League every week. After Manchester City signed him, I famously did a video talking about how good I felt he was going to be, but what I said in that video is kind of not really right, and he's actually playing a lot of more different roles. He's also been given a key role in Manchester City's attacking line and has actually played quite a lot of the games that I did not expect him to play straight away. It was quite obvious why Pep Guardiola wanted a player like Jeremy Doku when they brought him in this summer. Just a player that can actually run at the defenders and is a lot more freer from a tactical system and is able to do more like winger plays, like take on players and be more electric in the final third. And this is because in some games you just need someone to take the mantle and just go past players and try and create something when Manchester City are struggling to score. And it was just a rare occurrence where they might need this, so they brought him in as a young, exciting prospect. And now looking at it, it does not surprise me he started as many games as he has, and he's even really dropped Grealish to the bench, which is amazing. Think about how good he was last season, and he's really dictated where he wants to play the whole time. So Jeremy Doku, mostly when he played in the French league, played on that right hand side and liked cutting into his left foot and making sure chances created from the inside forward, and he played a lot deeper as well. And he was known because he had amazing ability just to take people on and go past players, and was probably one of the best 1v1 wingers in the world right now at the young age he was. Manchester City actually, surprisingly, have actually played him a lot on the left hand side as well as the right. I expected there to be a switch in game, but I did not expect Doku to start out on the left in most games. But this is definitely something that has been identified by Manchester City, because Doku, what I said in my video, that he's very good at coming inside and outside both on that right hand side. So basically he can do the same thing on that left hand side, so it doesn't really make much difference, and it gives them an opportunity to pass it out left when most Man City players can usually play on that right hand side with Foden and Bernardo Silva covering there. And I think he is a bit different to Grealish because they're both very good ball carriers. Obviously Grealish is probably the better ball carrier overall, but Doku is actually very good at running at players and going past them. Grealish likes it when he has space so he can run into, but Doku doesn't need that space necessarily. He can take people on and create chances from that chance. Now this is still a very high risk play, so if he did this against bigger sides, like we saw against Arsenal and stuff, that's why he didn't start, that he could struggle and lose the ball, and then it could cause some defensive problem, with Grealish coming in against better oppositions for that reason. But something that's been very, very interesting this season is that Doku's actually played most games against weaker oppositions, or maybe teams that are going to be in a low blockish against them at the Etihad, and he's played most games at the Etihad this season on that left hand side. And this is to create chances against teams that don't really want to go out and push the Man City to press them, so they're just basically going against a low block so he can try and create something, and if he loses the ball, it's not really going to be that detrimental because these teams aren't really looking to attack very quickly. However, despite him being very good in a 1v1 situation and going past them, he's been known to not have great decision making. I mean, he is young and he has actually really struggled with decision making his whole career so far, and this decision making has cost Man City in some of the games. Against Brighton, he often got past the defender with his passing and dribbling, but was rarely turned into a chance because he basically didn't make the right decision, and therefore he became a waste. So in the end he got booted out and Manchester City gave up with him. And it was always seen that as when Doku sorts his decision making out, then he will be a top player because he finds it so easy just to go past players either way, inside or out, and he's such a good natural winger, especially with his pace as well. However, against Bournemouth, I know it's not necessarily the best opponent in the league, but you definitely saw a lot more great decision making from him. 4 assists and a goal is nothing to be shy about in one game. That is phenomenal, and I think it shows the current progression of him playing so much in this Manchester City side. He's slowly getting better and better under these great players around him, and obviously a brilliant manager, that his decision making is slowly getting there. And I think Manchester City might actually have one of the best wingers in the league if they can get this right. So against Bournemouth, obviously his 4 goals and 1 assist is definitely going to take the motion. 5 goals and assists in a game is crazy. In the first goal, you can see Ake runs helped Doku to get more space for the 1v1. He then decided to pass it to Rodri for the wall pass, and he just kept running. That I don't think you see many Manchester City other players do. They just has that initiative to just keep going. It took 5 Bournemouth players out of play, and Doku could score and give Man City the lead. And it was a brilliant goal, and it comes from a bit of initiative and link-up play. And this was something that Doku tried to do all game. Doku was often positioned high on the left to pin the opposition's defensive line, but with Kovacic drifting wide, he made the counter movement to receive between the lines and created the central overloads with obviously Alvarez in the middle. And this is something he actually showed at Rennes as well, because he tried to come into the middle to help Rennes with the pressing in the middle and try and counter the chances in the middle. So he's always had that bit of ability to come inside and be very good inverted. And this was often done to make Manchester City go up the pitch a lot quicker, helping them with build-up play and helping Doku find space in the middle when he maybe couldn't get it out wide. And this obviously would make the other team very cautious and probably hurt their defensive structure, because obviously they would be prepared for a winger to be out there. This is something that Brighton have often used with Matoma this season, where he comes in the middle and they pick up the play from a long ball, maybe from the goal kick, to try and progress through the middle to try and get them more options, with the striker pushing out wide, so they've got the ability there. And in this game, Man City then could take the advantage of the transition and exploit the gaps in Bournemouth's defensive block. And this led to the second goal, where Doku's 1v1 succeeded in pinning the opposition back and made them unaware of Bernardo's runs / movement into the box where Doku was able to pick him out. Obviously, this as well, they're scared of Doku at this point because he's just got a brilliant goal and they know how good he is one-on-one. So when they go out towards him, they just don't know where he's going to go and don't want to commit because they know how a tricky winger he is. And then eventually he punts it to Bernardo, scores easily. And this just continued to happen all game where Doku just kept picking up positions where Bournemouth just didn't know where to go and where he was. As you see in the first goal, he comes from that left-hand side in the middle and plays that 1-2 to score. On the right-hand side, he gets an assist from the second goal that they was scored because he picked up that position of the overlap with Kyle Walker, obviously being very tricky and getting that assist in the end. And the third goal, which he ends up getting an assist from in the end, but it's basically a bit unlucky. It should really be his goal, kind of. He ends up picking up the ball just from outside the box from a corner. They take the corner short and Man City create overloads on the right. This is what a lot of teams like to do. And this gives Doku more space just inside, just outside the box so he could get there. But he's just picked up that position yet again. And he takes a quick fire shot and it bounces off Akanji and goes in. I don't think the shot was going in, so maybe a lucky assist in the end. But a really good positioning again. And not only from an attacking perspective, but he also helped Manchester City out of possession. It was definitely the best player on the pitch by an absolute mile, even though there was some other good players like Bernardo Silva. His pressing was able to regain the ball so Man City could get it deeper in the second half. This is when he passed it off to the defender and basically ran up again so he can make the chance. So he won the ball back brilliantly. This then allowed the ball to be filtered back to him so he could have his 1v1 that he wanted. And because at this point he's already ran Bournemouth everywhere, Bournemouth was so focused on him that they didn't know where he was going to go, and he came inside and passed it to Foden, who just came off the bench, making him 3 assists and 1 goal already in this game. And it was all down to Doku again, who was brilliant. And I think what it was so great about this performance by Doku is he showed so many different parts of his game. The 4th assist, I know, I can't believe he got another goal contribution, but it's crazy. He got another assist after this, his 4th assist, and it was just another brilliant play. He did something that actually Jack Grealish does a lot, so maybe Doku might just be permanently replacing him. He tracked back and helped the fullback, and this created a 2v1 versus Semedo at the time. This meant that they basically ganged up on the guy so they could basically defend him easily because Doku's tracked back brilliantly as a winger. And Doku just loves the ball to his feet, ended up getting a lot of space well inside his box and putting a brilliant ball out to Bernardo Silva to start the counter-attack. And then obviously Bernardo Silva did the rest with a beautiful goal by Bernardo, going past the defender and chipping over the goalkeeper. But another brilliant play for Doku to create in the first place. And it just shows all the parts of the game that Doku had down in this game. He got 4 assists and a goal, but he created 5 chances, he did 4 successful dribbles and won 6 duels, so he was doing everything on the pitch. And after the game, he said that he's improving every day, and he definitely is with these performances. I mean, 5 goal contributions in a game never happens in anyone in the Premier League, so this is a real outstanding performance. But it's been coming for a few weeks now because he's been brilliant in different games, and I do think that when he gets his decision making down consistently, then realistically he's probably going to be one of the most electric and exciting players in the league. And for someone who's not a traditional Manchester City player that they usually buy, it's kind of fun to see them buy this player, and he's so exciting, he's so electric in the league, and he's already blowing it up for them. But with Manchester City and how they work, they do like replacing people randomly after some games, so you might see Jack Grealish come into the side eventually where Doku's playing against different teams, or if Doku might not even done anything wrong. Let me know what you guys think about Doku in the comments, and please check out my other video on him, and please like and subscribe for more.